Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Carmen with Elemental Designs, and today we're going to be continuing the process of the Exploding Love Letter Stack album that I created for the Shabby Chic Shabby Spring Collection Hop. Yes, Shabby Spring Collection Hop. Yes, that's what it is. I always throw the chic in there. It's just shabby and chic always go together. So in the first part, when I went live last week, I created all of the envelopes, and I showed you an easy way of getting your envelopes decorated by just covering up the envelopes. So if you haven't seen that, somewhere after I go live, I will link the card somewhere up there so that you guys can see that video if you would like. And pretty much I shared with you guys how to create your album from scratch, recycling a pasta box. I shared with you guys how more or less to create the effect of the envelopes kind of being, off center from each other. So we did go over that. And we also embellished it with a little bit of rhinestones and just some cute little journaling cards and some little butterflies. Now on this part of the tutorial, if you want to call it, we're going to be sharing the envelopes, which I have cut apart, but I have not gotten together. Hi, Janet. Hello, Sharon. Hi, Sasson. So we're going to be putting these envelopes together. I've already pre-cut them just to save on time. So I've got some envelopes here. I'm going to put this to the side. And we have our envelopes. And pretty much what I did is, this is the same template envelope that I used for creating the album. So all I did was pretty much, I left it as it was, and then I took a 12 by 12, after I've trimmed off the top edges, and then pretty much just cut out what I needed, cut out the shape that I needed. Hopefully you guys can see that well. So I cut out the shape that I needed, and then all I have left to do is kind of glue it together. And I'm not going to be decorating the inside because some of these are going to end up being closed, and I didn't decorate the insides of the other ones. So I have 4 envelopes here. This one is gray with like gold dots. This one is a lighter gray, and it's got the words, you're awesome, enjoy every day. And then on the top flap, it says be happy. On the inside is every day, enjoy every day. Then this one is like one of those wish flowers. I'm not even sure. Dandelions, I think they're called. I'm not even sure. No, dandelion is the weed. This is the other one that you blow and make wishes with. So I made an envelope for that one. And then this one just has flowers on it. So I'm going to be using 2 for the front, 2 for the back to decorate it. Let me go ahead. Hi, Debbie. Thank you. I tried. Let me just find my video. You guys give me 1 second so that I can see the chat. Let me put my volume down and bring my chat up. Awesome. So I got some paper clips here, some black ones, because we need to make closures for this so that everything kind of holds itself closed. I've also disassembled the white rose. I'm not sure how I'm going to incorporate this. We'll see if it even gets added. I have some more journaling cards here. Let's see. Just sharing with you guys some of the materials that I'm going to use. I have some black tulle, some black rickrack. This is the trim that I used on the inside, so I'm thinking maybe I'll use the black one. I also have this decorative ribbon from Dollar Tree, and it's kind of glittery, so maybe I'll add some of that glitter in there, just give some more bling to it. We also have some more butterflies just in case I need that, and that's also from Dollar Tree. I won't be needing any more of these envelopes, so I'm going to put these away. I've pulled out some black and white laces and trims, as well as this piece right here. So we'll see how we incorporate that. We have some flat back pearls. I'm going to be doing some embellishments with this word. It says beautiful on it, and it's got this really pretty sticker here. And I've cut apart 9 squares, 2.5, about 2 inches by 2.5, that I'm going to be decorating, and then I'm going to be placing each of the letters in between one of these, and somehow I'm going to be scattering these around so that I can create the word beautiful. So that's that. One second, you guys. Thank you. I've got some stamps that I might be using, depends. We have some birds, and we have this one. It's a Unity stamp. It's a Brave Girls Club, and it's called Itty Bitty, I guess. And it says she sprouts wings. Then I have some more birds because you guys know I love things in flight. And then I got this one, which has like a cute little rose and just a scroll and some things that I might be using. So we'll put that to the side. I also got some bells that I might be adding onto this as well. So we shall see where it goes. So the first thing I'm going to start doing is pretty much sealing up my envelopes. After that, we'll start embellishing everything and getting all of the pieces together. So I can put this to the side for now. Oops, my phone fell. I also got some bling and some doilies. Again, just different pieces that I'm not sure exactly what's going to go in here, but I wanted to just have an assortment of things that kind of complemented the theme. Also some foam tape. You're going to need some foam tape. So let's get these envelopes together. And the first thing I'm going to do is I have to distress just the edges of these envelopes. And remember, they don't necessarily have to be in perfect shape. So don't worry too much if they're a little bit, you know, off skew here and there, because I know mine definitely are. I cut these by hands, and eyeballing the envelope and scoring it sometimes is not the easiest thing to do, but most of these are going to be closed. Again, this is for decorative purposes, so most of this will be closed on there. So I'm going to grab myself some black ink, and I'm also going to grab myself a foam. Now this is the foam. This is like a big piece right here. You get this from Dollar Tree, and it's used to clean your car. But it's really, really good foam, especially for like using it with inks and stuff like that. It's a really, really good foam. So I'm just gonna get myself the colors that I need. I'm gonna use this weather vane because it's like a kind of like a gray color, right? Let's see if it says the color on it. Well, it just says weather vane. That's the color, I guess. But it's like a grayish kind of color. Then I'm gonna give myself some black. And any black will really do. It doesn't matter what brands it is. I'm gonna cut myself a piece of this foam here. And I'm just gonna go around the edges real quick to get it all done. Thank you. Thank you, darling. And pretty much my tool is clip paper, you know, bookbinding clip. And that's what's good about doing this, because you can use any side, and you could actually keep clipping and keep moving the sides over. And this used to be this foam, and this is how flat it got once it was clipped. So I actually have a black side here, so I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna decorate the ones. Well, actually, these are all kind of grayish, so I'm actually gonna go into with the gray and not the black, because I don't want these to be too dark. Hello. So let's see. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna fold this over, and you want to kind of fold it over so that you have like this rounded edge here. And I'm just gonna clip that down. And now I have this nice little surface here. And I'm just gonna go around the edges just because I don't want it to be white. You could also just slide the ink pad over it. Works just the same. It works just the same. And I'm gonna do it to this because I'm not sure what arrangement I'm gonna put the envelopes in just yet. I'll figure that out once I figure out exactly what's going where. So I'm just gonna do these to the edges that I know for a fact are gonna show. Okay, so that's one. And this foam is just a very cost-effective tool for doing these kinds of things. Also, if you like to paint and stuff like that, then you can never go wrong with some foam. And again, I'm not distressing the inside, because unlike my first one that I made, where I made a pocket that you could put something on the inside of the pocket, I don't think I'm going to do that with this one. I'm going to do it a little bit. I'm going to just decorate the front. I'm going to layer the envelopes and just decorate the front. But you could surely leave that front pocket open if you wish. That's completely up to you. So how's everybody doing today? It's a gorgeous Saturday. It's hot, but it's gorgeous. Anybody have some poolside action? Today's like the perfect day for some nice ice chilled like pina coladas, virgin or not, and just hanging out by the pool. All right, so that's that one. We have one more to go, and then I'm gonna glue these down and then get these together. This is easy. This is the easy part, is you know, assembling your envelopes. You might already have some decorative envelopes. You can always feel free to use that as well. This is just if you're making your own. And again, in my very first part of this video, where I shared with you guys how to make the album, I also shared with you guys a very easy way of decorating your envelopes without having to go too nuts and trying to figure that out. So if you have some plain old envelopes or a very ugly colored envelope, then you can also decorate them using that method. Yes, that's always a good one too, especially with the ice cold water, Janet. Especially with the ice cold water. All right, so we have that done. Easy peasy. Now let's get some gluing. Let's get some gluing action here. And pretty much I'm gonna glue this end here. And I'm just gonna tack that onto that side. And hopefully I'm in frame. I'm gonna glue that a little bit down. And then I'm just gonna glue kind of like along this bottom edges here. Who else is in the room with us? Life Mix. Hello, Life Mix. So we have this going here. So very easy peasy. Let's go on to our next one. I am not the greatest at making these envelopes, you guys. So hopefully I did good enough. And again, it's about appearance. It's it doesn't have to be a functioning envelope. It just has to look like a functioning envelope, you guys. So right there in the center. And this is the next one. Get some glue wherever I feel like I need it. Let's get this glue down right there. And we are good to go. I made them all a little different. Yes. Zep is from Florida. I've only been to Florida once. And I must say, I did love it. Actually, we all loved it. My whole family we all went. We went to Disney and we went to, what was the other one? Orlando Studio. Yeah, and we went to Orlando Studio. We was there for like a week, almost 2 weeks. Super amazing. Wow. Yes, Janet. So I'm gonna put some glue here, this section right here, and right along the edge right here. And here is our next one, pretty much done. Just gonna hold it in place for a minute or two, let it kind of catch. Now you can feel free to fill those up with a piece of cardboard, or if you have crumpled paper or napkin or anything of that nature. The ones that I created before, I did those. I stuffed napkin into it, like tissue paper, and do is I'll recycle some of the gift wrap tissue. Like, you know, sometimes when we get so excited about our Happy Meal or anything else that comes in the mail, it comes wrapped in tissue. Sometimes we end up tearing at them, and they'll get messed up. If I can't salvage it, then that's more or less what I do. Now this one, I unfortunately cut it a little short, but it's okay. I can still use it because I'll just tuck this way in the back. What you have to make sure is that these ends here look like it's an envelope, because you can't really see that. Once I layer them, all you're going to be able to see is this little line right here. So that's fine. Right, so my envelopes are done. So that's not too shabby. Nice and easy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And just like we did with the inside, we're going to be offsetting these. So I figured one white and one kind of grayish. My embellishment is going to be kind of on the silvery side. So I might do something actually like this. And just kind of put that there. And it's okay for this one if the black kind of shows for now, because we are going to be adding some embellishments. So we will be covering up most of this. But when you layer your envelopes, you're going to want to offset them just a little bit so that it just continues the look of just everything kind of exploding out of it. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to be adding some foam tape to kind of get my bundles together exactly the way that I want them to be. You read? All right, so again, I'm not too worried about closing them all the way, because once I stack them, you won't be able to open them anyway. So you don't have to go. I mean, it's up to you if you want to go through the extra step of actually closing them all up. I'm going to just add one piece of foam tape and then position them. Kind of like how I want them to look. And then I'll add anything else that I need as far as foam tape as I go. And leaving them rather loose at the beginning, at least from my experience, kind of allows you to move things around before you actually set it and forget it. Because sometimes we forget, oh my God, I want to add a piece of lace here, or I want to take a card in here, and you've glued it together with either hot glue or glue, and then you can't do anything. You'll either damage your project or something will happen. So just start off simple. You can always secure it later on after you're done with the embellishing and the decorating. So just start off simple. And then for the back, it's going to be like this, more or less. And I'm actually going to put the back to be like this. So for the front, I'm just going to have it one way, and then the back is going to be like this. So it actually looks like what an envelope looks like. The front is solid, and then on the back of the envelope, I'll have this kind of coming out. So for this one, I'm gonna have it like this, and I will close that later on. So I'm just gonna put some foam tape here. It's a shame that some of the pretty patterns you actually lose, which is good. This is the good way to kind of decorate your envelopes. That way you just use the parts that you're gonna really see. Like you can actually save something like this and not even use the center. If you're decorating your own envelopes, you can actually save a lot. Oh, cool. So you want to kind of offset it like that. Well, what I'm a bit different, Life Mix. What you've probably seen, I mean, it's more or less the same process, but I'm making an album out of it. What you've seen so far is just a bundled stack. Um, the stack of love letters, you know, the bundled letters. I decided to do something a little different with that, keeping the aesthetic of what it looks like, you know, the appearance of just the stack of letters everywhere, but actually taking it up a notch by turning it into an album and just doing something that was a little different. So we have our two bundles here. I'm just going to go ahead and add a piece of foam tape to this for now. I'm not going to press it down too hard, but I do want it to just stay close. Stay close for now so it's not interfering. So this is going to be my back. This is going to be my front. So this is the front. So then we're just going to offset this like so. I'm going to go ahead and start adding some lace around this edges here and working on this part of the album, the part that is going to stick out. I'm just flinging these things everywhere. And then this is going to be the back. This is a black and white theme mostly. So it's got little splashes of gold here and there, but mostly it's like black and white. And it's also going to have little splashes of silver because the embellishments that I'm going to use are going to be more geared towards the silver. All right, so we have that. Let me go ahead and I got to turn on my glue gun, which I didn't do, silly me. So I'm going to get that going. I'm going to get that turned on and activated. In the meanwhile, what I'm going to go ahead and start doing while I wait for that to heat up is actually start working on the embellishment that I'm going to do with these little mini cards. So I'm going to be using these are all individual letters. So what I've done, if I can find them, let's see if I can find them now. I just stacked them. Where are my journaling cards? Here they go. All right. So I wanted to make like little mini versions of like little journaling cards for those. It's gigglicious. Awesome. I'm so happy that you're liking it. That's what this is about. So I'm going to put a piece of white paper here just to hopefully help this focus really nicely on what I'm doing. So I got some pieces of paper that I've cut up. And I more or less measured, I wanted these to be somewhat like centered off. If I have to trim them down, I will. But I also needed to leave myself some space to actually be able to glue this onto the album. So these are going to be the individual letters that I'm going to use. And they're kind of like foamy letters and in silver. And I'm gonna sprout these around. So it's gonna spell the word beautiful. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do it yet, but I know I'm gonna do it. So to go ahead and kind of get this done, what I'm gonna do is I've got here just regular copy paper. This is regular copy paper. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go ahead and stamp out using a font stamp. It's got like script. That's a Prima stamp. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp out this stamp on this white paper to create like the background for where these are gonna sit. If I can find my ink pad, that would be super awesome. Here it is. So very simple. Doesn't have to be in any kind of order. I'm just gonna go crazy and just stamp everywhere. Doesn't matter what kind of ink you're using because you're not gonna be watercoloring this or anything like that. You're not gonna be spraying anything on this. So it doesn't matter if the ink is water soluble, you know, alcohol resistant. Unless you're gonna do extra steps, then that's on you. That's your call. Yes, and that's what I thought too. As I was looking through my drawer, I'm like, what can I add in the center or you know somewhere around this book to really like make this whole thing just kind of come to life. So it doesn't really matter if these things kind of overlap. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this done. And I could have done this beforehand, but it's okay. This won't take too much time. Just gonna use up all that ink on there so we don't see any more ink coming off, so we're not wasting anything. Hi, Linda. How are you, darling? So happy you can make it. So just kind of doing that. And now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut these down. Well, I think I'm just gonna glue these on first, and then I'll just trim around them. Either way, it's still gonna be a little bit of a time consumption here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start gluing these down. If I can get this glue to come out. So I'm gonna start gluing these down. And I'm doing this on the back side so that the font is facing the front. On my original album that I created for the Shabby Spring Collection Hop, I used these cards that printed offline. They weren't really cards as more as they were just very decorative, you know, alphabet. But I used those as like my little journaling cards, and I spelled the word love on there. But that was a one-shot deal. My printer is on the fritz right now because it's like 15 years old, you guys, no kidding. It's super, super old, and I have loved that thing to pieces, and it no longer prints with the same quality as it used to. So I'm left to my own devices, and I couldn't print out anymore. So I figured I can make little teeny ones or something similar to that effect. And at the same time, this was very much added, you know, embellishing to this. So pretty simple, right? Pretty simple. Where's my bone folder? I have the bad habit of misplacing everything. Or at least it's not misplaced, but my eyes can't find it. And my brain doesn't remember, where did you set it last? So I'm going to put this glue there. My glue gun is heating up nicely, so we'll be able to move right along to the next part of this. I'm going to go ahead and trim these off, and I think I'll do this faster if I do it this way. So this paper is too long. Let's see. Just using the handy dandy little paper trimmer real quick. Let's put that away. Hi, Jackie. Welcome back. So let's get this kind of going. And as you can see, we have some of them have very faint kind of wording, little spaced out here and there, which is kind of perfect. It just adds to the mystique of what this is going to be. I'm going to save some of the bigger pieces so that I can tuck them into different places, because I will be repeating this process again later. to add script text and things that look like they're letters. They have come from Nantucket or wherever they came from. So we are going to actually do this again in a little bit further down the line. All right. Some of these are going to get trimmed down a little bit further depending on the size of the letter and how much of this card I actually need. Because it is a very long word. And so I'm going to go ahead and just use what I need and discard the rest. So this is a very easy way to make yourself like little mini journaling cards for embellishments and things like that. You can just use the stamps that you already have. And this is coming from like the world's worst embellishment maker, because that is definitely not one of my fortes, is making embellishments from scratch. That's why you don't see many embellishment videos, you know, on my channel. I just create what I need when I need it. And that's more or less how I kind of work. But if you set me down with the task of creating embellishments, my mind literally will draw a blank. So we have 9 of these little squares because we have 9 letters, but you can create as many as you need depending on the words that you're using or the images, you know, your quantity of images that you're using. Hi, Teresa. Happy crafting and happy Saturday. All right. So again, these bigger pieces like this, I'm gonna save, especially if they have any text on them and stuff like that, because I will be able to use that a little later on. These little teeny bits can go in the trash. That I won't be using. So now that we have this, oops, missed one. Why is that? You always end up missing that one. All right, so I'm gonna grab my distress tool, but you know what? I'm gonna place these first. I'm gonna try to see if I can get the words that look like they're at least facing up, and then I am gonna distress those pieces. Okay, so we have 9 little squares for 9 letters, and let's go ahead and start sticking them down. Hopefully I'll be able to stick them down straight, because that is also something that is not my forte, is sticking things in a straight line, even with the aid of a ruler. See, prime example right there. Okay, some of these do seem to be stuck to the next letter, but I should be able to get that going. Let's see here. Beautiful. That's the only way that I can spell beautiful, is if I say that. Otherwise, I will be misspelling the word beautiful, because that U it's like a little hidden trick there, and it always catches me. Beautiful. It's like things that the English language does in order to trick you into saying the wrong thing. So let's see. So this one came out. See, crooked, crooked. Which would be fine, because again, my whole setup is very offset. So, I mean, I don't think it would actually look bad if they were all kind of wonky. because they're all kind of like that. And the envelopes themselves are kind of wonky. So it would just fit the theme. So I think if there's a place for you to get away with crooked letters and placings, this is definitely it. So now we have beautiful. And I'm gonna try to use a corner rounder and round off. I should have probably done this before I stuck the letter on. Yeah, that was very smart, Carmen. And actually, I don't need to do the top. I don't need to do the bottom. I just need to do the top, because the bottom is going to be glued on. So I just need to worry about the top. That's the part that's going to show. And I have little bits flying everywhere, but that's okay. So memo to self, you guys, if you're using dimensional stickers on these little cards that you're going to be creating, do the corners first. But we live and we learn, you guys. We live and we learn. So I'm going to have tons of little bits to pick up later. That's an A, not a V. Why would I think that there was a V in the word beautiful? I don't know. And then to just bring it all into the theme, we're going to distress the edges in black. We're going to just ink up these edges in black right along that top and them sides. So, and I'm literally covered in the little corners, but that's okay. That's all right for now. So now that we have this, where is my black? Right here. So I'm going to go into this with some black and just kind of distress this a little bit. If you want to go along the edges with a scissor, you can do that too if you want to distress it further. I'm just concentrating on actually gluing the letters in the right order. And this kind of, for some reason, this thing does like this weird little edge right there. I'm just going to get that off. This tool thing always does that. Well, not always, but a lot of the times. I think it's probably because I'm offset a little bit. And just do that. You don't have to be too precise. But it's just about adding a little extra. Carmen, do you have to download a program to do a live? Thankfully, not anymore. YouTube has a thing where if you go to live streams through your creator station, you know, through your dashboard, you'll see on the side, it says live stream. If you open that box up, you have 3 options. You can either go live stream through them. You could do Google Hangouts by creating an event, or it has something at the very bottom where it says camera. That allows you to use your own personal camera without having to download any program. So it makes going live super, super, super easy. And that is what I'm using now. These little edges drive me nuts. Because then I'll just end up doing it later and then I'll have to distress a little bit. So I might as well get it over and done with right now. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it does like this really wonky thing where it cuts up to right here and then it cuts up to right here. Like it's just so weird. But it is what it is. And we shall make do. We shall make do, you guys. So just kind of distressing it a little bit. That'll help those silver letters pop out even more against the back, the letters themselves in the background. It'll make everything just kind of pop. Hopefully that's the goal here. That's the goal. That's the goal. Dances with pit bulls. Hello. Yes, you can. The app that I used to use before is called Camera Fi, F-I, and that's an app that you can use to go live right from your phone. All you have to do is link yourself to your account through the app itself, And then it'll ask you to, YouTube will ask you if it's okay to give that app access. You just hit yes, and you shall be good to go in no time. And wrap, you can give your video the title and everything else that you require in order to be able to go live. Hello, Tina. And so we have our letter embellishments, and we'll be able to bling this up a little bit further. I'm probably going to add some rhinestones and flat back. So we have our word beautiful with these little tombstone looking things for right now. But they won't look like tombstones after we're done. So we have our embellishments. This is going to go all around the top of the cover, and we're going to be spelling the word out beautiful. Awesome sauce. So now, next to do, before we proceed with adding our envelopes to create this album, the next thing that we're going to be doing is adding our lace trim to the edges of this, because you're going to see lace in different parts of it. Not all of it, but you're going to be seeing it in different parts of it. So you might as well add it up now so you don't have to go crazy later. I'm also going to probably be tucking in some tulle here and there just to, you know, bulky it up and make it more bouncy. So I have here some black lace trim, if I can get it out. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this out. I'm 2 seconds away from doing the same thing that you did, Debbie, with the spool, with the spools, because I'm going nuts with my own little personal system here. All right, so we have this really pretty trim, and it's not ruffled or anything like that. I'm gonna get myself my little finger protectors so that hopefully I don't burn the bejesus out of myself like I did the last time, and I have a swollen thumb for like 2 weeks. So hopefully this should be more than enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim that little bit off. If I need more, I can always get myself some more. It's better to have more than to have less. I'm also thinking that we'll see. I might be adding this somehow. I might be adding this actually to the back so that I can put my letters on this, and then this is kind of poking out. So we'll see how that kind of goes. We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna go ahead and protect the bottom of my, I'm gonna protect the inside of my book here so that I don't have any hot glue falling onto it. And I'm gonna grab my lace as well as I can. I'm gonna grab myself some little finger protectors. Here they are, just in case I need to put my finger down onto this thing. So we shall see. We shall see. Okay. I don't necessarily know which finger I'm going to be needing them on. So hopefully I put the protector in the right spots. And I'm going to start with right here. And I'm going to try to crinkle it as much as I can. Let me get myself a stylus or something like that. I'll get myself something like this so that I can kind of like push it along the edges as I go. Let me get myself some glue sticks. So once I get myself going, there is no stopping me, you guys. We're just gonna go, go, go. And hopefully my little heat tool thing here is heated up enough that we can just keep it going. So I'm gonna not go right off the corner here, right? So we're gonna miss that little corner there, and we're gonna offset ourselves just a little bit so that when we go around, we can finish our gluing right here. So it kind of all looks somewhat like we did this on purpose. So let's see. So I'm gonna stick it down, and then I'm gonna just crinkle it and just move it along that glue. Just try to keep it somewhat leveled so that we have kind of like a frilly little edge there, a frilly little edge. Continue this. Stick it down and just move it right along. Move it down the assembly line, you guys. Just move it down the assembly line. Now let's rotate this. Put this over here. Go around halfway. And I didn't even need to, well, yeah, maybe that's it. I'm gonna double this corner here. And it's funny that the one finger that I have the protector on is the one finger I'm not using to protect. It's the one finger I'm not really even holding down. So let me move this down to this finger just in case. Just in case, you guys, because it's better to be safe than to be sorry. Go, go, go. Yes, right? Go, go, go. I have had coffee today, you guys, and as most of you know that have been here before, I only require the 1 cup because, yes, I am like the Energizer Bunny. With 1 cup of coffee, I can go on for hours. As a matter of fact, I will go on for hours. And then I'll just poop out. Now, don't worry so much about the glue here because it's not going to really show, you guys. It's not going to really show. Plus, we're doing black on black, so it's not going to really show. Just kind of crinkle it all together. I hope you guys can see how that is kind of looking. It's kind of all just kind of wavy. And that's exactly the effect we want. Yes, yes, yes. I couldn't handle more than a cup, honestly. I don't think my system is designed for more than a cup of coffee. And that's on decaf most of the time. And I am like wired. I am like wired, you guys. It's so funny. Doesn't matter how early my husband gets it for me, because sometimes he'll get it from me outside. Doesn't matter how early he gets it from me. Once it's in there, it is a wrap. It is a wrap, you guys. I will be good to go for hours. Hours. All right, so let's see. Handy little tool, this little stylus here. It's helping me out a great deal with doing this. I don't have to do it with my finger, which is awesome. You can use a pencil if you have a pencil. You can do it with a pencil as well. Doesn't necessarily have to be a stylus. When you can buy it, DIY it. That's what I go by. That's the motto. That's the motto. So let's see. Only thing I hate is the little glue strands. Ugh, what a pet peeve of mine. You don't drink coffee. Please. Better nobody ever leave you on one of those mountains where the coffee actually comes from, because you'll never leave. You'll never come back to us. You'll just be living there forever. You'll just be living there forever. I'll have to send out a search and rescue team to get you back. I'm trying to see how I can make this kind of stand up a little bit. Oh, that's not gonna work. Will that work? Yeah, that'll work. Awesome. All right, so moving right along, moving right along. Again, folding the corners over and pinning them down. And then just stick and move, stick and push, stick and push. That's all you gotta do, stick and push. Stick and push, stick and push. And as long as you tell yourself that, you will not forget what you was just doing. So yes. Oh, of course, you know that, girl. I will be out there with flyers and your YouTube picture and saying, have you seen Mom to Create? Have you seen Janet? When they say no, I'm like, do you have a coffee mountain around here? Check there. Check there. That is most likely where you will find her. All right, so let's see, let's see. So kind of leveling it, making sure that you're kind of like in line with the rest of what you got going on over here. And you will notice when you're pretty much out of glue and you need to lay down some more glue, because as you're moving the lace, it is going to pick up that glue and slide it over. So just keep that in mind. We are at our corner here. So now what I'm going to do is trim this off. Just going to trim myself a little piece here. And I'm going to just add myself some glue right here. And we're going to pretty much do the same. We're going to fold this corner kind of inward and just kind of stick it right there. And now, hopefully, when I go to put my envelope, I'll have some of that very pretty trim sticking out from the sides. And you can make the trim as big as you want. That's completely up to you, you guys. I will be adding other things, other lacy materials here and there. So I didn't go too crazy. Thank you, Tina. Yes, I mean, we did a 5-week shabby hop. So we did 5 Sundays in a row, and every project was shabby. And every project, for me, I chose the colors of pink and gold. So I was just pink and gold out. I don't want to see anything pink for a while, at least another month or so, so I could detox from the pink and the gold, and then I'll be back to my normal, usual, ever loving self. But for right now, I decided to go the complete opposite, just to kind of, clear my flow, clear my flow. I'll probably leave this so that I can either tie a ribbon or something at the end, so that won't go to waste. And I'm gonna go ahead and get myself some more of this beautiful trim. And hopefully I get enough. Any little bits that I have left over, I will be finding a way to incorporate it right back into it. So there will be nothing lost, really. Let's trim some of this off. Thank you so much. I so greatly appreciate it. I so greatly appreciate it. So back to what we did. Let's cover up and protect that inside page, because we do not want glue on our beautiful work after we've spent endless hours creating everything on the inside. So what did I do with my trim? Did I literally fling it? I literally flung it to the other side. So again, we're going to start off by offsetting. We're not going to go right directly on that corner. We're going to go a little bit off of that corner. Let me just move some of this mess around. I also have some white petals, some white rose petals that I might be adding in, I might not. I have different things here that I just kind of pulled a whole bunch of stuff together that might go well with the theme, or the colors anyways, not so much the theme. My themes are usually very eclectic. They'll have all different kinds of stuff on them. So hopefully you guys can see this well. Let me get my little stylus, get myself kind of going, and then just, again, moving right along. Now just remember that your glue does dry quick. Hot glue dries really, really fast. So don't spend too much time getting yourself together. Just start pushing, start pushing. Oops, refill. We need a refill. Okay. This is like really cool. This is the first time that I don't have glue on my fingers. This never happens to me, you guys. So moving right along. And what's awesome about using this metal stylus is that the glue doesn't stick to it. So it actually allows me to maneuver it without having to worry about the glue sticking to it, and then it's like all hot mess and I can't use it no more. So pretty cool, pretty cool. So we're in the corner, so let's just fold that over, tag that down. Moving right along. I have purchased my very first personal cutter. And it's an oldie, but a goodie, I think. I hope. I got the Cricut Expression 2. I bought it on the app Let Go. And so far, I am having a blast with this thing. Like, oh my goodness. Who knew that this can be so much fun? It's been so much fun, you guys. I haven't done art journaling in a while. Like, I have been literally just stuck playing with this thing, thinking of all the amazing possibilities for chipboards. and just all the beautiful things that I can create in all the different sizes. I'm just like in awe. My only issue is no Tuesday morning, therefore no cheap cartridges. But the few that I have are awesome. So yes, yes, yes. Cricket, cricket, cricket. It's super cool. And I'm kicking myself for not buying this thing sooner. I will eventually get to the upgrade station. I know people are looking at me like, you got an expression. What? We're over here on the air, which is still doing the expression. Well, I'll get to the air eventually and then hopefully to the maker. But for right now, this will help me to learn the machine and how everything kind of goes, and also kind of develop the joy for using it. No more cranking. I mean, not for most things. I still love my dies, but with this, I don't have to crank the tool so much. So this is awesome. This is super cool. So we're almost there, you guys. I know this is kind of like a drag. Watching somebody glue things down is almost like watching paint dry. But we're almost there, and the rest is the awesome part because it's the embellishing. Because the actually gluing down the envelopes is nothing. That's like super fast, super easy. Super fast and super easy, but look how pretty. It's all wavy. Why can't they make glue sticks that dry literally completely clear? Why is that not something that has evolved in this day and age of science and technology? Why do we still have glue sticks that we see? All the glue sticks should be clear by now. All right, so the final stretch, you guys. The final stretch. I can't. See, it's funny. When I had the thing here, I didn't use this finger. Now that I have it here, I don't use this finger. It's like my mind thinks it's got a boo-boo or something. I don't know. So it doesn't want to touch it. It's like if it's got a Band-Aid. It's so strange. Okay, so let's see for the final countdown. And let's just move this on over. I don't need this to be super, super frilly. I just need it to have some kind of shape. So it casts a really pretty shadow when you have it displayed. All the little ripples and riffles and just all of that yummy, yummy stuff. So we are at the corner. I'm going to trim off this little bit and kind of glue this down. Add some glue here. Fold this over. Okay. I have to literally tell myself, use the finger that you have the protector on. That's just crazy. No bacteria back in time. What? All right. So we have added our lace, you guys. Let me put this paper to the side for now. We have added our beautiful lace on the front as well as the back. This is going to be the back one. Or I can use this for the front one. I don't want to use this for the front one. I'm going to use this one for the... I'm going to use this set for the front because I want it to look like an actual letter. So I'm going to just offset this just a little bit. And I'm only going to glue it right in the center. It's this way. I'm only going to glue it right in the center for right now. I'm going to add a little bit of that glue right in the center. I want my edges free because I will be tucking things out and then just kind of offset it. See where you wanted it to kind of land. Just gonna offset it just a little bit. I'm gonna hold that in place for a few seconds and just kind of let that hold itself together. Now remember, I did attach this with foam tape, so I will have to secure that a little bit better later on. But for right now, this is the basis of what this is looking like. I'm gonna do the same to this and just kind of glue this off skew just a little bit and get my cover and just kind of hold this in place just a smidge like so. Now what's cool, if you wanted to do this, you actually can just glue this part down, leave this open so it flips up, and then you could tuck something in the back, which you can do. All you have to do is make sure that you secure this part really well to the back of your cover, and then you can go ahead and do that. If you did that, then you would have to obviously decorate this a little bit more, but I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to have this one open. I'm only going to have this one open so that I can tuck something in inside, which I wasn't going to do, but I think I'm going to leave that one open in the back. And then the front one is just going to be purely decorative. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down because I don't need this to open up on me. But you can do the same thing to the front and the back. That's always an option, just to, you know, kind of take things up another notch. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. So appreciate it. So right now, this is kind of what this is looking. And as you can see, it's already starting to take the shape of just like a stack of stuff that's being kind of thrown there. And that's the back of it. So pretty from the front and from the back. It just depends on how you kind of embellish it. And then you have your envelopes all along the inside. And you can put stuff on the inside. And I love how this looks when you lay it out like that. So if you're showing somebody and you're laying them out, you can actually put a really pretty picture there and maybe even write a cute little note right here, you know, of the date or the time or whenever the picture was taken. You can add a cute little tag right on this side here. You still have your journaling card. So you even have two more places, or at least one more place that you can go ahead and add even another picture here, so that you can really have maximum potential for this. You can add a picture here. You can add a note here. You can add a picture on your journaling card. Plus, you can use the inside of the envelope as well to save maybe another layout or another photo or something of that nature, or memorabilia, you know, keepsakes, whatever the case may be. So you can still kind of do that. I have to glue the second envelope down because again, I don't want this to kind of open. So I'm going to glue that down. I'm going to hold that in place. So there's a lot of places that you can add photos on here. The same with the outside. So let's say that this was a wedding album, right? Or you're keeping maybe memories of your very first, you know, the first couple of years of your relationship or whatever the case may be. You can add a beautiful picture on the inside of the very first envelope, you know, with whatever information you want there. And then plus you get to proceed onto the inside and do the same thing with the inside as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it when you love it. That's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. So what else do we have now? So now we get to finish the embellishing. So I'm going to start working on where I'm going to start laying up some of these little cards right here. Because I do have to kind of tuck these little cards in here somewhere. So let's get this word kind of laid out in front of us so we know how these letters kind of go. B-E-A. Where's the A? B-E-A. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see. B-E-A-U. I got the U in my hand. And beautiful. We're still missing some. So we have to somehow figure out how this is going to fit in here. Now, this might not have been the best word to use for this, but I've been having these stickers for quite some time, and I didn't know quite what to use them for. So beautiful, right? This is a 9-piece word, and they're really large. The letters themselves are really, really large. So let's see how we're going to do this. So let's see. Let's see how we're going to B-E-A. B-E-A. A U two. Let's see. Is this kind of how I want this? Is this kind of how I want this? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. This might be way too much. So let's figure out something else. This might be way too much. I wish I had a Y, because then I could have spelled beauty. That would have been a lot easier. B-U-T. Beautiful. This is such a long word. I should have thought about that, but I got so excited when I saw it that I was like, no. All right, so this is the back anyway. This is the front. So I got to figure out how I'm going to apply these here. Um, even if I squeeze all of them together. Let's see. B-A. Let's see. So maybe if I could fan these out. Maybe I got to cut some. So let me start trimming some of these down. I know I distressed them, but I might have to trim some of these down because they might be a little too large. So let me go ahead and just trim some of this down. It's what you call a work in progress, you guys. A work in progress. Put my album more to the side. B-E-A. B-E-A, beautiful. Let's see. This would be awesome for a graduation with a different paper. And yes, you can actually do this kind of stuff for any type of occasion. I mean, you know, I believe you can do it for any type of occasion. And what's awesome about this is that it actually turns itself into kind of like a centerpiece. So even when you display, you know how you normally you would put your albums away? This is actually a centerpiece. You can actually, the way that it's decorated, both front and back, you can actually just place it somewhere on your mantle or somewhere. And you actually have like a decorative piece as well as a fully functioning album. So you have a lot of, you know, a lot of use for it. And if you make, you know, different albums for different things, and you have a whole bunch of decoration going on right there. You have a whole bunch of decoration going on right there. Let's see. So I'm hoping that by me trimming off some of these sides, that this will help me to kind of get this going in the right kind of direction. And I think I've done them all. Yes, I think I've done them all. So let's see. Let's see. Now to rearrange these words. Well, put these words in order, I should say. B, E, beautiful. I might still have to cut out some more. Jeez. Jeez, Louise. I want to keep these somewhat straight, but let me take these things off because I'm no longer gluing. My finger's sweating. Bye, Debbie. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, you too, darling. Let's see. This would be awesome for graduation. Yes. Adding prompt pictures. Yes. Sort from tags and cascade down the front. Yes. You could do all different kinds of stuff with this because you already have like this effect of it, you know, of it already kind of being this jumbled, kind of organized mess, right? So you can actually do all kinds of stuff. I made this way too large, and that's why it kind of looks all over the place. So hopefully now that I trim these down, this will be kind of cool. I'm just trying to keep my hands straight so that I don't have to pull out the machine again, the trimmer. So you kind of eyeball it, you guys. That's the awesome thing about paper crafting itself, is that you can always adjust things. And it's better to start off big and trim it down than start off too small and have to start over. That's what I always say. So we got all of those done. That's just an excuse for my mistake. But it's okay. It's okay. We live and we learn. So we have that now. And just gonna trim up the little corners a little bit. Doesn't matter necessarily how clean they look, because it's all gonna get distressed anyway. I will go over these at some point and just add a little bit more distressing on it. A little bit more of that black ink. Now they're all different shapes, but it's okay. I think it'll still look pretty good. I think it'll still look pretty good. It's not awesome. We always can make an excuse like, oh, that's how I wanted it to look. But inside you're like, no, how can I do that? Dang it. Did I just do that right now? Uh, yes. Yes, we just did. Yes, we just did. But it's all right. You gotta own it. You gotta own it. Because everybody can tell you messed up. Everybody can tell. So let's see. Let's see. So pretty quick. Just to stress it, I think I got the perfect size now. Because I actually just have it a little bit bigger than the letter. Which is what I should have done from the get-go. But I always do things hard. I do things the hard way. There's no better way to do it. Yes, I think so. I think so, Janet. I think it's going to be amazing. So let's see how I do this. Let's see how I do this. I want these to kind of curve out a little bit. B-A-U, B-E-A, B-E-A. See, I almost messed up with the letters, you guys. B-E-A, beautiful. B-E-A, beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Do-do-do-do. You guys ever watch Scooby-Doo? When the little puppy goes, puppy power. That's what I feel like right now. Like, come on, Carmen, get it together. So let's see. I think that that'll work. I'm going to open up my book real quick and just let me stand up. I think that that'll work. I think that'll work, you guys. So I'm going to start gluing those things together. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. So just kind of glue them. Glue them. Kind of like in an arch. So it kind of goes okay. Okay, come on, Archie. Don't get discombobulated on me now. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Wait till you guys see the new project that I'm working on. I think you guys are gonna love it. I'm almost done. But before I share with you guys, the person who's gonna receive it has to receive it first, and then I'll share. But I've been working on something, you guys, and I think it might be it's not the first of its kind, so I won't say that, but it might be the largest. It might just be the largest because I measured it the other day and I was like, what the heck? How the heck did I get it this large? I shocked my own self. I shocked my own self, you guys. Sometimes you get working on stuff and you don't even realize All right, so hopefully this is arched enough. Did I spell it right? Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. Yes, that's the goal. That's the goal. That's the goal. So let's see. I didn't decorate the back yet because I will be able to decorate the back at some point in time. Hopefully, right? So this is we want to leave the albums kind of open around the edges because then we can tuck stuff in. And I can actually maybe even offset this. Let's see. The last one I did it from the top. Can I get away with doing this from the side? No, I can't. Yikes. All right. So this is the front. Yeah, this is the front. So now we have to kind of tuck this in here, you guys. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this here and I'm going to glue this here. Just these two ends. I'll figure out what to do this after I get it just right. Just in case I have to pull it off, I don't want to have to rip all of this out. I'll glue that in once I know that that's exactly where I want it to be. And since these are the two corners that I need to catch the most, that's where I'm going to glue it at. So I'm going to just glue right here and glue right here. And whoops. I'm going to glue this onto my cover. So let's slide this into place. And let's slide this into place. And hopefully, we did it! Almost. Yeah! All right. Super excited. Super excited. This is going to look fantabulous. Fantabulous. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I watch a lot of movies, you guys. So pardon my enthusiasm and my kind of weird little quirky things that I say. These are all kind of movie references from different stuff that I watch. But yes. So this is what it's looking like so far. I'm super, super happy with the way that it's looking. Maybe not super happy with some of my little edges over here, but it's okay for now. It'll do for now. It'll do for now. So we have that going. We also have space here, right? So I can put my finger through the thing. So we have to back that up somehow. We have to create something which is, I'll fix that when I start decorating the back. Then I'll be able to cover that up and I'll be able to cover up some of these things. In the meanwhile, actually, what I might do, I'm going to need something to cover that out in. So what am I going to get? I'm going to have to get some paper at some point in time and draw that shape out. I should have drawn that shape out when I had it right there. But oh well, let's keep it moving, you guys. Let's keep it moving. So now, I think I'm going to use this when I decorate the spine. I'm going to put this probably like somewhere back there. So I think it'll be cool to when I decorate the spine to put that there. So let's see what else, what other little goodies I have here, you guys. Let's check it out. Now we get into the goodie section. Let's see, let's see. I got some bells that I'm going to string. And this is going to make noise. This thing is going to make noise. I got some bells here. No whistles, you guys. Just bells, just bells. So we're going to have that. I'm going to put those right in there. We remove my corner rounder for now because we won't be needing it. I have some of my bits and pieces. Now we're going to start tucking and putting in ephemera in different places and seeing where we go with this, as well as adding bling and all of that good stuff. So I have some different ephemera pieces that I'm just going to kind of tuck here and there. And hopefully you guys can kind of see that. I know this angle. Let me see if I can find, did I use both sponges? No, maybe I can kind of use a sponge. There we go. Perfect. So we're going to start kind of adding some little ephemera pieces here and there. This says where it's at. Beautiful is where it's at. And I don't mean beautiful on the outside. I mean beautiful on the inside, you guys. Because it only works when it comes from the inside out. It doesn't work when it comes from the other way. I have some more journaling cards if I need to use them. I also want to create some ephemera pieces with my stamps. So we're going to into that in about a minute. In the meanwhile, I'm going to just start kind of gluing in some of these. I'm going to cut some of these apart. This one is actually okay. So I can just kind of put that in there. But I'm going to stamp out the back with some text. I'm going to stamp out the backs of these with some text because these are going to get tucked in. This, I'm also going to do that. So let me go ahead and just keep stamping some text. This corner. Yeah, I'm just going to keep stamping text on some of these. This I'm going to cut in half because I'm going to put this in different places. So that large piece I can reuse. So that works very well. Yes, darling, that's the real beauty. And some people have it in abundance. Some people don't. Unfortunately. And I have some paper somewhere that I was saving for just an occasion like this. Let's see. It's right over here. Oops. Okay. I have it bundled here, you guys. That's what it is. I'm trying to get it out, but I have it clipped together. These are bits and pieces for my album thingamabob that I'm working on. This is my other project. And trying to see. Now I want to stay with the black and white theme, so I want to stay true to that for now. So I'm gonna leave the rest of that right there. Let me just move my phone over so that I can still see what you guys are saying. Awesome. So I have here some other pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and trim those down to size as well. And these are just gonna be bits and pieces that are gonna be poking out of the areas. Again, try to stay in theme with the black and white, but I don't want to overwhelm it too much with just crazy wonky patterns. So I won't be using all of these. I'll just be using some. I'm gonna cut this down to more like a square. So that should be about good. I like the dots, but I don't want to have too much of those dots in there. So I'll save this for another occasion. And I have this, I have that. And this is where making your own cards kind of comes in handy. We also have some papers here and there, and I'm going to stamp out some more papers. So let's get the stamping, you guys. Let's get the stamping. And to do this, we're just going to pull out a sheet here. And I'm going to shut off my glue gun for now. And on this one, I'm just going to go around the edges because I just want it to be to show a certain kind of way from the front and from the back. So some pieces are going to show, some parts of your embellishments are going to show, not all parts. So you don't have to go too crazy, but for something like this, you definitely want to do the edge that's going to show, because once you glue it on, it's going to be hard for you to go back into it and stamp it out. So unless you have double-sided paper, then that just made your job a whole lot easier. But if you don't, that's another way of doing it. Yes, I can. I don't have red like that, though. I don't think. But yes, I can definitely get away with red. I can definitely get away with red. And I'm just kind of stamping it in any direction. It doesn't matter. This is just to show. Not all things are going to show. Now I'm going to use a different stamp because I do have other stamps here. Let's see. What am I going to use? What do I have? Oops. Whoops. Oh, I like this one. And I love birds, so I'm going to have some birds happening here, some bird action. Definitely going to have some bird action happening over here. Now, where did I put my little block? Okay, things in my neck of the woods are starting to get really messy and really wild. Oh, it's right here. This is one of those little Dollar Tree stamp blocks. Let me get myself a piece of foam so that I get a nice, good impression. Get myself a little craft foam. I don't need it to be too dark, but I do want it to kind of show. So just stamp that right along right there. Perfect. It's like a little sealed stamp with a peacock. That'll work. That'll work. And then we're just gonna add just some little text here and there. There you go. That's one. Let's do another one. That's too small. Let's do one right here. Do-do-do-do. And I want to seal this right around there. Perfect. And then just lightly. Like if we actually wrote a letter, we're going to keep that very light and simple. Very light and simple. What else do we have here? Let's get this girl right here. I'm going to have a lot of stamps to pick up later. I'm going to have a lot of stuff to pick up later. And let's just kind of use her. Will this fit on my stamp block? I don't even know. Well, I don't need to get the whole thing. As long as I get most of it, I'm okay with it. So let's get her in there. That'll work. Doesn't really matter. And my edges, I cut them off all wonky, so they're distressed looking all on their own. And just to keep it in theme, let's just add some stuff here and there. There we go. And we have another one. Let's see what else we added here. There's a single rose. Let's just kind of put that like so. And I'm not using my other ink because I don't want it to be too black. Like I don't need it to be like I just need a little bit. I just need it to be a little bit. Just a little bit. And I'm gonna just stamp that right here. This stamp is over a year. This ink is over a year old. And kind of put that like so. And that's good right there. That's very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. I don't know the question, but love is the answer. Yes, isn't it pretty? So just in case we don't know what's showing and what's not showing, so I'm just gonna put the stamp right here. And I put it backwards. Jeez. Jeez Louise. So I'm gonna have to cut this out. and use this like its own little embellishment, which is fine. That still kind of works for me. So we have that one. I'm not gonna cut that too short. Let's see. What else do we have? Let's put some birdies. And we're almost done with this part of the process because I'm not gonna go too crazy. It's more or less just sharing with you guys how you can go ahead and create your own kind of little things that you can add to your bundled letters and albums and stuff like that. You don't necessarily have to go and buy a whole bunch of stuff. Just use what you have. Just use what you have. That's more than enough. And I'm going to put this kind of like in an angle tucked in. So I'm going to just stamp this kind of here. And these are all from eBay, you guys. These are eBay stamps. Not all of them, but most of them. How pretty. So we have some images here. And then only thing I want to do now that I have left to do, I think this is a pretty good amount, plus I have some other journaling cards that I'm going to be adding here and there, is that I want to stamp out some paper so that I can rip into pieces, like rip little squares off of it. Oh, I have one left. What can I add on this one? What do I have that I would like to add? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll use this for the inside. I'll use probably that for the, because I do have to decorate the inside, although I don't know if I'm going to be able to decorate the inside on this video per se. So I do want to go ahead and whoops, let me just move this to the side. Put that right there. Move this stamp over as well. Put that there. I do want to kind of get my paper. I want to go for this one, right? And I'm just gonna go ahead and just stamp. I'm just gonna stamp out some text. And I'm kind of holding it off. If you notice, I'm kind of rolling it onto here. I don't want it to be, because I don't want it to pick up the exact pattern. So this will kind of help me to control that a little bit. So it's not like a repetitive pattern coming all over the place. And it's more like, you know, somebody actually hand wrote this. Because this is supposed to be bundled letters, right? So we need some kind of print, some kind of handwriting going on in here. If you have beautiful penmanship like Mom to create, then you can go ahead and write your own letters. It'll take you a while, but you can go ahead and do it for sure. And that's this for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the paper. I'm going to trim this down. So that I can add this in here. I'm going to also, I think I'm going to stamp out the back. I wasn't going to do it, but I think I'm going to stamp out the back as well, just in case there's any bits of this that's going to show. I'd rather it have something rather than nothing. So I'm just going to stamp the back of this as well. I'm going to try to do this as quick as I can. Doesn't need to be too the top edges. Have some parts kind of peeking out. Doesn't have to be too dark either, because they do sell distressed paper, so you kind of get away with it. And I'm not gonna, well, I might as well just do the whole thing, because I don't know what's gonna pop out where. So Better to be safe than sorry. I always know. This is what I'm going to do with this. And I think that's all of the stamping I'm going to do for right now. So let's get this kind of like in gear. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to kind of rip it a little bit here and there. To kind of give it like an old saved letter look. Roll up some of those bits. Roll up some of these little here and there. Roll it backwards, forwards and backwards. Kind of like what a scroll will look like. And I think, yeah, this will be perfect. I'm actually going to cut this in half. Remember how we kind of just foamed this out? This is why we foamed that out. Because now I can place my paper exactly where I want it to be and not have to worry so much about the bits and pieces that are going to show and the bits and pieces that are not going to show. And now we're going to start placing some of these pieces down. Keeping in mind so we don't kind of cover that up too much, but even if it covers up a little bit, it's okay because you're still going to be able to kind of see what's what. You don't have to go too crazy with gluing this thing down. A little bit of glue in the center is more than enough because remember, all of the stuff is going to be kind of hide and seek, you know, peekaboo type of thing. So, which one? The black and white one? The black and white one is, I'll let you know right now. It's this one right here by DCWV. And it's called Decor Noir, which pretty much means decoration in black or negro for us Spanish speaking people. And that's pretty much what it is. You guys can see that. So let's go ahead and kind of glue that in there like so. Let's get some of these kind of curved out. So in order to create some kind of movement in the cards themselves, right? So that we have like different color things kind of happening at the same time here. Make it look like there's just stuff stacked everywhere. That way we have, again, more control over the things that show and the things that don't show. Wait, this way. So just kind of curving those edges out a little bit. Just kind of dinging it up a little bit. Don't have to go too crazy. Just a little bit of dinging up over here. Let's kind of put that like so. So you go figuring out how you want your things to lay. But this is why you want to get your layout first, and then you can figure out how you're going to place all your elements after the fact. But this will kind of help you to just see where how everything is going to kind of look, and you know how everything is going to kind of fall out. And you get to play with your elements a little bit. So let's see what we have here. Let's kind of do this like so. So just distress your papers. Distress your papers, you guys. And I'm gonna place this kind of like so right there. Just kind of popping out a little bit. So I still get to see some of that black and white pattern behind it, but I still get to see some of that as well. And if you want to see more or less how this is starting to look how pretty. All of the elements are starting to kind of together. Hopefully you guys can see that well. Let's put that to the side so that it doesn't get dirty while we go and do all of this crazy assembling. So this curl is up, so I'm going to put this curl down. And on this one, since I forgot to print it, I'm just going to dirty it up. Because I forgot to add stamping on the back of that. Which is fine. You can also do this too. But that way, you know, you don't have just blank pieces of paper. Which with a black and white theme, you can get away with that for sure. You don't even have to do that. It's, you know, it depends on how clean you want it to look. I don't mind it looking a little dingy. Just a little. Not too much. Just a little. So here we go. What time is it? Okay. So now that I have this, I'm going to kind of, let me see. I want this here to kind of, well, I don't even know. Yeah. No. Because that's not a show. All right. So this is what I want. This is what I might want to curl out. Not that one. Not that one. So I'm just gonna kind of lay that right there. So rows just kind of popping out of nowhere. To be more vintage. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Me likey vintage. Me likey. All right. So journaling cards, see where we can kind of, if we even want to, I don't even think I want to add any journaling cards to this. I'll be honest with you guys. I might add some tulle. So let me turn my little heat gun on again, because I will add some tulle to just kind of stick out of there, just to add a little bit more to the piece itself. And I will probably add some petals now. I think now is the time for me to go ahead and decide what to do with those petals. So I did grab some. And my chair almost ran away from me. I hope I created enough pieces to decorate the back. I hope I did. Maybe I'll add some of the journaling in the back. We'll see. We'll see. And I'm just letting them out. Different. I have like, you know, all of the stress kind of look going on to it. So just kind of pulling it apart a little bit. Opening up those fibers. Is it fibers or threads? I don't know. Fibers is for paper, right? I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. So I'll be able to kind of add. Just whip that up a little bit. Just give it some texture. And you don't really have to do too much else to this. Once you do that then the only thing left to do is, you know, create your sentiment or whatever your topper is gonna be for your envelope. I don't think I'm gonna create much of a topper for my envelope, to be honest with you. I'm not really quite sure, because I did use the word beautiful, which I could have put on the envelope itself, but I chose to kind of hang it above. I didn't think about that until now, to be honest with you. I'm like, I could have just put that on the envelope and then that would have been perfect. But yeah, it's okay. Well, I do have this. Where it's at. That's gonna be my envelope topper, if you will. And then some of these pieces, I'm gonna see if I can fit them in here. If I can't fit them in here, then these will be used in the back. So we're good to go. We're good to go. We are good to go. And sorry about the ringing. That was my phone. And I got some white trim, but I don't know if I'm gonna use it, to be honest with you guys. I think I think I have a lot of white with the envelopes. So I might not want to add any more white to it, as it'll be too much of a fight between the dark and the light colors. So I'll just leave it like that. I think that'll work for me. We're getting there. We're getting there. So what was I gonna do? Oh yes, petals. Let's talk petals, you guys. I'm gonna trim these petals and see if I like that. So I like that. So I like the petals. Let's see. What do you guys think? With the petals or without the petals? I don't know if you guys can even really see it, but with or without the petals, you guys? Petals are like right here. I don't know. I'm not really feeling it too much. What do you guys think? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I love the Shabby Chic. Don't get me wrong. I had a blast doing the Shabby Chic, but I just did too much of it without, right? Yay. Yes, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. So let's take this off and let's start tucking in some of the tulle here and there. So I'm just gonna put some in the front, put some in the back, and tuck, tuck, tuck. Tuck, tuck, tuck. So we have little things happening in all different kinds of places. Thanks, Teresa. You too. Thanks for being here. As always, been a pleasure. All right. So, my fingers are burning. All this time with the little finger hats. Now I'm burning my fingers. Yes, 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 yes. Why? Okay. So a little bit of tulle here and there. Let's get some more. Where's the rest of the tulle? What did I do with it? I have it here somewhere. This thing becomes really hard to see sometimes. Just pulling these things apart as much as I can. I don't want to rip it too badly, but I do want it to kind of be kind of like all over the place. That's my tool. And then I'm going to glue on my envelope now. And just see wherever else I need things to kind of go. Let's see. It's not really working for me right there. Let me glue that down a little bit better. All right. And we kind of have this action here, right? It was something like this. Something like that. So I'm going to glue on the foam dots that I placed earlier. That's it. So that I keep most of what I have going on over here. Just the way it is. Now, I didn't fill these envelopes up with anything, but you can surely feel free to fill it up with whatever you like. Let's see. I am missing something down here. It's missing something here. And it's missing something there. So what do I have that's small? Trying to see. Oh, maybe I can add maybe I can add like a butterfly. Let's see. Do I have a butterfly? Let's see. Oh, that'll work. I just don't want to cover up so much. Nope, that won't work. I don't want to cover so much up the word. So I'm thinking maybe a butterfly. Where's my butterflies? I know I pulled some out. Maybe some butterflies. Let's see. Let me look into my fabrics real quick and see if I find um, something else that I would like to use in there instead. Um, no, not that. Not that. Let's see. Let me see. Maybe a flower. Let me see what I find over here, you guys. Let me see what I find. Maybe a flower. Uh, I'm looking to see if maybe I get lucky and find some black one. Nope, that won't do. I found this little baggie here. It's got a printed flower on it. Maybe that'll work. Yeah, that'll work, right, you guys? Yes, I think that'll work. Let's add that little pretty flower right there. I think that'll work nicely. What do you guys think? Let's see. I'm gonna glue this down so that it's actually on the envelope itself. Hopefully, that will help it to stick a little bit better. And see how that looks. I do have, I don't know if this will look right on here. I do have some red ones. I don't know if that'll look right. What's my other piece of ephemera? Oh, here it is. Thank you. I'm trying, you guys. I'm trying. I'm really trying over here. Let's see. Oh, my last little red one. Yep, my last little red one. Let's see. I kind of like how that one looks. I definitely like how that one looks right there. So I'm going to just kind of tuck that in right there between the black and the white. And this one, think I'm gonna distress this first, and then I'm gonna glue that in, and then we'll start adding some pearls and stuff to this, because we are almost nearing 2 hours, you guys. Time sure does fly when you're having fun. So I will try to get this done within the next, let's say, 20 minutes or so. I'm gonna try to rush through this. I don't want to rush through it, but it's mostly just decorating and embellishing. So let's see. So let's cut this piece of trim right here. Let's just kind of see how this kind of looks. That little piece of trim right there. Let's use another one for maybe, I don't know which side I like best. This side here. I like it like that. And I think I like it like that. So I'm actually gonna cut this in half because I don't need all that. I might as well save the scalloped edge and then just stick down the part that I'm gonna use instead of sticking the whole thing down and kind of wasting that in a way. So let's kind of do this. Right. Kind of offset that a little bit. Like that. Yeah. Like that. And that. Let me just distress this here and add some ink to this, just so that I don't have those stark white edges kind of blending in with the white lace. And so like this, right? That's what I wanted to do. And then this is gonna kind of go like so. Yep. So I'm gonna glue that right there. Just move that a little bit while I can. Put that right there. I'm gonna put this kind of like right there. Kind of like right there. And then maybe I can stick those rows kind of like right there. That looks to me like it's off balance with the white. And I glued the heck out of that white one. So that white one looks crazy to me now. Thank you. I don't like the white one though. What am I gonna do? I really, really don't like the white ones. Let me see if I can find more red. Well, I found one more. These are, I think these are recollections. That's not the same rose. Nope, it's not the same one. Dang it. That's not the same. I wish I had black. Let me see, because I know I have some really huge. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just kind of fumbling through a bag here. It's got all different kinds of flowers and stuff in it. Trying to see if I can find any black. It's not black. Looks black, but it's not black. Some little cabbages. Oh man. I want to change that white flower up. But I gotta cover up that boo-boo that it's gonna have because it's gonna have a big boo-boo on it. Let me see. What do I have? Let me see. Maybe a butterfly. Maybe I can add a butterfly on that. I want to take this off, you guys. I want to take this off. Let me see. Can I remove it with the heat so that I don't damage the paper too badly? One down. Let's see. Let's see. Yay. Got it. Got it. Got it. This is not the same flower. I want to put something there, but I don't know what to put. Little head cabbages. This might be a bit much. Oh man. I don't want to waste so much time looking for one piece. What can I add on there? It's got to be something. I have so many colors, but black is not one of them. Isn't that crazy? So many colors and black is not one of them. That is just insane right now to me. Oh, I might have found something. Yeah, I think this is going to be the ticket right here. This little rosette flower thing. I think that's going to be it right there. Then I could just add a pearl in the center. Because that white was just not working for me, you guys. So I'm sorry I had you wait in there. I know. I know, but I found one. I knew I had one. I just wasn't sure where I put it. Because I have my fabrics and my other stuff kind of separate. So that'll work. Let me get a flat pearl here. And put that pearl in there. And then we just have a few more things to add in here. And we're done with this part of it. And then I think what I'll do is that I'll probably just do a regular video, you guys, kind of decorating this thing and then showing you what the final product is going to look like. Because I think it's going to take me forever. It's going to probably take me forever if I have to what do you guys think? Diamond or pearl? Diamond or pearl? Diamond or pearl? No, I don't like that one. Pearl. Pearl, pearl. Yes. Pearl it is. Oh, my pearl went in sideways. My pearl went in sideways. All right, and I think I can glue this rose right here and not be too overly upset about it. Or I can just add them on the same side. I'll add it over here. I'll add it over here. I'll add it over there. And that'll be that for that. Close down my drawers. And I think that looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty good, you guys. What do you think? Now let's go ahead and just add some more of these pearls here and there. And I think this is going to be a go for the front cover. For the back, I'm just going to stick some of those that I have left over here and there, and we'll be good to go. Just going to cover up maybe some of those little gold bits and pieces since I have a silver here. I'm going to get some smaller pearls as well to just kind of offset the size of those really large ones. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it when you love it. The little teeny ones. Now you can always add way more to this than this. Like you can really add like a lot of stuff. Like you could really make this thing like really dimensional and add so much stuff. But I just wanted to share with you guys my process and how I made them more or less. Now, granted, the one that I created for the Shabby Chic, I had more time to do it. So I really did do a lot to it. Plus, I did it on my own, you know, my own leisure. So I had more time to kind of just do a lot of little things here and there with that, which I didn't really have that time to do it here. But hopefully you guys got enough of the idea that you can recreate whichever aspects of it you like. Let's put this to the side. But I think that that looks super cute, right? A little bit of trim, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We still have to work on the inside. So if you want to see how I end up decorating the inside, then stay tuned for that part of the video, because I'll do that in a different video just to finish that off. What I will share with you guys is more or less, you know, just the rest of the tucking things into the covers, because that's what I really wanted to work on today, was mainly decorating these covers. And when I do the inside, then you'll also see how I do the spine. So you can stay tuned for that as well, because that will be coming up in a later video sometime this week. I'll get to that and share that with you guys. And thank you so much for the ones that were able to hang out all the way to the end. And also for those that stopped on by, I really do appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to come and hang out with me. It's very much appreciated. I have some projects coming up soon because, you know, we can't rest, right? No rest for the weary. So I'll definitely be back with some other projects. Just kind of closing that envelope a little bit in there. Let me just get the rest of my pieces here. And let me get some of my letters, some of my stamped letters. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to trim this in half, just so that I don't have so much of an overlay here. Just gonna kind of stress the edges a little bit. Just kind of curl them out a little bit. So even though I am kind of speeding around a little bit, I don't wanna lose nothing out. So let's see. Let's kind of put that. And remember, we do have to stand this up, so you don't want to put things that are poking out too far in the bottom, because this is gonna go like this. When you display it, it's gonna be displayed like so. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's gonna be displayed kind of like this. So it's gonna be standing, and this is gonna be what you're gonna see either the front or the back, because you can do a beautiful job in the front as well as in the back. So try not to put too many things that are gonna hang over this edge too much, because then you won't be able to you know, you won't be able to really set it straight. It'll just keep toppling over. I also got to keep myself a mental note of that as well. So let's see here. So here, I'm going to go ahead and add that there. So I like how that kind of looks right there. So let's go ahead front and back and just kind of add that in there. And try not to overdo it with the glue right away, because you will be adjusting things as you move along. And you want to give yourself room to be able to tuck in little things here and there. Little notes, you know, little cards, just to be able to play with it. Just a little bit. See? Like so. Making sure, getting rid of those little hairs. And just kind of gluing as you work. Making sure I'm not missing none of my little ephemera pieces that I had here. Let's see. I don't want to cover too much of I don't want to cover too much of that out, but I do want to be able. Oops, I can't see what you're saying. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Let's see how that kind of looks from the front. Yeah, I like that from the front like that. So I'm going to do that there and put this right along in there. I'm going to tape that, glue that onto like one side so that I can add more. I'm going to get myself another piece of note paper here that I have created. Yep. Let's use this little thing right here. Perfect. Just going to distress this edge a little bit and make it look really grungy. I inked up the edges a little bit, and I'm going to just kind of tuck that in right there. Hopefully you guys can see. There's my sponge. There it is. I'm going to just tuck that in right there. Just kind of got like this layered look to it. Right there. And we are almost done, you guys. A few pro embellishments. I wish that butterfly was a little bit more different. I probably would have definitely used it, but I don't like how it looks. So I'm missing something though right here. What can I use? What can I use for that right there? Oh, I really don't like this. I really don't like this, but I might go ahead and use it. Doesn't look too bad, I guess. Oh, perfect. Um, what can I use for the center of that? What do I have? No. Maybe one of these roses? No. Hmm. Thank you. They look good, right? Not too shabby, not too shabby for mostly being handmade. I think it looks pretty cool. Now I wanted to add some envelopes because I have like these little tiny envelopes, but they don't really match the decor, so I didn't want to use it because they're more vintagey, kind of geared towards it. But these little envelopes, if you can make them, work really nice as little secret tuck spots. Like if you go into my other video, the one that I where I shared it, which is hop number 5, which is the Shabby Spring Collection Hop video 5. I'm gonna link that here somewhere. Once the video is done, I'm gonna go right over and link it. If you want to go check that out, you'll see like all the different hidden spots and stuff like that that I added to it. Let me see if I distress this butterfly, what it will look like, because I think that that might be what I end up doing, is just adding cute little butterflies throughout the thing and then just distressing them a little bit. So let me just see what it looks like real quick before I commit to that. And just see how they kind of look. I don't want to go too crazy, but I do want to dingy them up a little bit. And then we'll be done, you guys. We'll be done with this part of it. Let me see. This has like a foam tip, so I'm just going to stick this little foam thing here. I kind of like that. What do you guys think? With the little cute butterfly in the center. I think that looks really cute. What do you guys think? What do you suggest? Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. So I can go ahead and just place that and then finish the front like I did the back and add some pearls here and there. And if I end up adding more stuff to it, like you'll see it in the other video, like I'll do it in that video so you guys are not missing a beat out of it. I just don't want to carry it on for another third another third live stream and then do another third live stream creating the same project. I'd rather come to you guys next week with something different because I am trying to get myself back on my usual weekly kind of live. Where I was doing live every single Saturday at 6 p.m. So you'll always find me here at 6 p.m. for the most part. If you follow me on Instagram, then you'll definitely know what days I'll be on and what days, when I come on Saturdays. You'll definitely can see that there. I think that kind of works. Kind of like so. Kind of like at an angle. I like that. I like that. And then I'll share with you guys how I made the paper clips on that one as well. I'll share that with you guys on the next one, I think. And let me just add some pearls on here, and then we're good to go, you guys. This is just preliminary, I think, because I know myself, and I'll end up adding more stuff later. I get a little OCD sometimes with these kinds of things, and I'll come back and just add more stuff to it. It's just sometimes how I end up rolling. Now you can definitely go ahead and add trim to this or add whatever you like to this. This is the pocket that I left open. So this is a usable pocket. I'm not gonna struggle too much to open it out, but this is a usable pocket here. I did leave one of those open. I'm just gonna cover up some of these little gold dots that I have here and there. Because this has like gold speckling on it, this paper does. So I'm just trying to cover some of those up with tiny little pearls. I don't mind leaving a few because there is gold in the paper. I just don't want it to be like OD. I just want it to be really light. And I think that kind of covers it for this part, you guys. I think that kind of covers it for this part. Oh, let me put a butterfly up here. I don't want to leave that kind of so empty there. You know what? I'll leave it open. I'll probably add something there later on. I'll look for something to add in there. But pretty chunky so far. Chunky little monkey, right? So on the next part of this video, which is going to be a regular video, it won't be live. I'll share with you guys how I'm going to decorate the inside, how I'm going to reinforce the crown, and I'll be doing the front and the back of this. I'll also be decorating the backs of these so that this doesn't show so white. This is why stamping on the back of the paper is a good idea. um, but this is what we did today, and I think we did a lot of work in a little bit amount of time. And I think it does look beautiful. So thank you guys so much. I'm gonna go into the video now and link the Shabby Chic video as well as part one to this, in case you haven't seen part one, so that you can go ahead and check this out. I'll leave a link in the description area, and as well as I'll put a hover card somewhere in the video on the top, so you guys can just click on that and it'll take you straight away to that video. Thank you so much. And if you end up trying the exploding love letter stack bundle, it's a long name, then just remember where you saw it and say thanks, and I'll say you're welcome. Thank you so much. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good day and enjoy your holiday. Bye.